Hello and welcome back to Super-Duperville, episode 12, Stewtopia, You Complete Me. I am Mike of Dragon Rider Gaming. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we have 4 very big goals to obtain. Number 1, we are going to build up the 6th, 7th, and 8th final sections of Stewtopia. We'll build the 6th one at the start, the 7th one around the middle, and the 8th at the end. This is going to complete Stewtopia, which will lead us to our second goal, which is to hit Capital City at 34,000 cims. Our goal is to hit 34,000 cims so that we can build our cargo harbor, which requires 34,000 people. Number 3, we're going to address the public transportation within Stewtopia, installing the rest of our monorails and metro system, and activate those items to reduce traffic in the area. And number 4, we're going to try our best, depending on how much money we have, to lay down a bunch of municipals for the city of Stewtopia. That's going to be police, fire, health, elementary, high school, college. We're also going to address water and sewer, because as we add more people, obviously water and sewer needs go up. We're going to have to add in more garbage processing, because our garbage processing has been on the borderline right along, and it's not going to get any easier. So we're going to try and address that as well. So anyway, let's get to it. This is where we left off last time. We installed our sewage process farm down here and our disaster response unit over there. I'm going to first address water and sewer. If you see here, our water availability is getting very close to the borderline as it is, so we're going to have to address that pretty quickly if we start building, so we're going to do it right now. Okay, so I'm going to use a trick that I learned online about putting in some of these canals in place, and I'm going to put in a deep canal, and basically you just draw one in the middle of the water, and then you can put a, now that that's down inside the water, we can go back and put one of our water facilities right on the edge of this thing, and it's really kind of cool. And then I can just run the water line up to and connect it into the existing area. I got to turn that back on to see. Connect it into here, and that'll function inside the waterway. So it's going to drop way down, because as soon as that thing kicks in, it's going to suck the water, but the quay needs to fill, or the little area needs to fill as well. So that's going to go way down. It'll refill here. It's going to cause quite a drought. But then the existing water coming in will refill the area, and that'll become a functional water source. Something else I want to do too while we're in here is we have a massive amount of electricity in the area, and we don't need all these things on, so we're going to go through and turn a couple of these things off, I think, here. Free up some electrical usage. In fact, we could probably turn off, I want to leave the oil plant on, because that creates 120 megawatts. That's good. But we can turn off some of these other ones, like this coal power plant and this coal power plant. I'm pretty sure that still keeps us, yeah, that keeps us in the green. So we'll do that. Water's getting back down, it's headed down, it's getting back up to proper levels, so that'll be good. The other thing I want to do here is I want to move this sewage processing farm up here, and then we can increase our sewage processing as well. I'm going to pause it real quick while we do this, save on some CPU usage here. So not right in the middle, I think I'm going to go out probably to there, yeah. We'll go there, and we're going to put down a secondary one as well. Whoops, we want water. Advanced Inland Water Treatment Plant is the one we're going to use. Yeah, so put that here on this side as well. Where'd I go? I go 3 out. Yeah. Just like that, so it's even. Go back in and we will delete the existing water line. Add in a new one for these guys. Attach it right to the middle here. So that should get us really good water usage. So we're back up to max on both of these, but we're going to be expanding here quite rapidly. So that's going to go down quite a bit. It's going to increase the usage, and hopefully this will keep up with the existing water demands. Two other things that I need to address before we even get started on our goals for today is last time that I built, last episode, I put a bunch of residents in this area, and this is supposed to be for industry. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up, and I'm going to fill in this section, and then we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so there we go. That is section 5 filled in for right now. Oh, we actually could fill in this down here, but before we come back, we want to space it out a little bit how we're building so fast. So the other thing that we need to address here is where we put these disaster bunkers. I'm actually going to have to pause the game here while we move these. I don't have to pause it, but I prefer to pause it. So we put it here down here in the residential section on the outskirts of the city. And if we look at the coverage that these provide, we go to disasters and we pick the bunkers here, we can see the green areas that they provide coverage for. That is absolutely pitiful. We can increase this coverage some by adding a road here right at the end of the of this little section and feed it out to the main road. That will increase the area to about this size, but it's still not good enough. So I started thinking about it. What am I doing? Why didn't I put it up here? So that is exactly what we're going to do. We're actually going to shift it to this side, and there's a purpose for that, and it's because this section here. So let's just start with this section. This area, we already have a park on this side. I don't want to destroy the park at all. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move the university out of this area and move the bunker into this area, and then we can build some more businesses and such around the bunker. And I think it'll blend in with the business area a little bit better. So we're going to move that university over to this section. It's no big deal moving it over there. It'll serve the same purpose. It'll do the same thing. We're just relocating some education, that's all. And before I go filling in or moving that other one over here, we're going to lay down some ground area. Let's turn off F1 so I can get my brush size up a little bit. Fill this in. Excellent. Come out of that, we will go here and move this. This will move up here. Should we do it the same way we did the other ones? Install it at an angle, come in and take the Move It mod, and we will shift this over. Whoops, wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns, which gets it kind of straight in with the area. Which also allows us, if we look closely here, we can see that we have some blocks to build with here. So we'll put a business there and there. And we'll put a high density business here and here. And here. And this one I don't want to put down because it's going to overlap those guys. So what we'll do is we will just do marquee and put a business there. So that'll fill in that area some. We will go around and put the rest of these in as well. Be right back. Okay, So now that we have them all moved, let's go back in and check out the coverage area. So this is without any roads in place. You can see that the coverage area is already doubled, if not tripled, from what it was before. But you see we have a lot of dead zones here in the I should say adjacent pie pieces for where these guys are located. Doing the same thing that we just talked about, adding a road into this area is going to allow us to get people into the area properly, or allow adding a road in here is going to allow us to have buses come in and out of this quickly so that they can evacuate a larger area of people. So in order to do this, we have to do something else. So I'm going to turn the game back on because we need the money coming in. We have to go to our transport system and come on over to our monorails, and we're going to lay down some monorails in this area. Now this one's going to destroy the road if I put it over top, so I'm going to drop it there, and we'll have to move it over. So there's a good spot there. And then when we go to roads, we're just going to go to a simple alleyway, more or less. A 2-lane alley. That's all we're going to put down here. Nothing special. Now we'll come here. We have to put on our anarchy. We do. So come here. We'll turn off F1. Take our anarchy, and it puts in a road right next to there. Perfect. It rides right next to the building. We could actually even bump the building over here, which I think we'll do. So we'll use Alt. Whoops. Use Alt and bump that over and even it up between the two spaces. Right there. That looks good. Yep. Perfect. So now on this street, you see how that guy just came in and went flying out of there because he's, oh, it's a Nuka-Cola box truck. If you guys don't know, Nuka-Cola is from Fallout series. Look at that guy. Isn't that cool? I had to get that asset. When I saw it, I was just like, I love my Fallout. So I'm going to pause it again just because I want to go into this road here, and we're going to turn on restrictions on Mary Street. We'll rename that down the line here. And we are going to ban recycling, trucks, taxis, and cars on this road. And we're going to allow SOS vehicles and buses so that buses can come in and out of here as quickly as possible and evacuate people. Now, if we just look at that section alone, look at the coverage that it has now. It's filled in both these pie pieces, even extended out to this one. Really, really good. So I'm going to go around the city and add the roads in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got those in place. Now we can get back to some of our goals here. Let's see here, is this area filled in yet? With high density it has, but it hasn't really filled in the low density yet. We're going to continue to wait for that for a little bit. So we can move on to placing down some additional municipalities. This is where it gets really, really expensive. So I need to kind of pace this out as well, because a lot of these are going to be super, super expensive to put down. Number one is the hospital, $65,000. But what we do is we turn on F1 here, and we see that we have a hospital on this end of the city, if you will. So we're going to put it opposite of that on this end of the city. So right in here alongside of where the evacuation center is, we'll put it on the top side just like we did the other one. Let's go to overhead and see how close we can get to the road here. Yep, right there. Excellent. So we have 2 hospitals in place. That's going to give us full coverage across the entire city. The entire city's green now. That is awesome. We'll move on to fire services here. We should get out of our disaster, and we look at fire services. We have a firehouse. What is this? Fire headquarters? Fire station as opposed to a firehouse. Fire station on that side of the city, but we're still pretty gray on this side. So that's in the third ring. So we follow that around to this side. We're going to put it right here in this ring, but on this road. So we'll zoom in here, and we will put it right on this road so that we don't destroy. Turn that off so we can see where our... It's not going to line up perfectly, so we will drop it there and use Move It Mod and move her on over. There we go. That's going to encourage a lot of people to upgrade as well. See some people upgrading here. That's awesome. Next up is police. Looking at police coverage. Whoops, I'm sorry. I'm back in fire. I was just like, wow, the whole city's green. How's that? Okay. Police coverage. We also want to put a police headquarters on this side. Same situation. We're going to drop it on this side of the road, and we're going to go in this section right here. Turn F1 back off so we can line this right up next to the walkway. So that covers police, health, and fire. Now I want to get rid of this other health medical clinic here, just because we have more than enough healthcare coverage in the area. I don't mind that. That's going to make a few people angry, but that way the helicopters that are running around and picking people up will start bringing them to the hospitals instead of the clinic. Sip of lemonade. Okay, so we're down to 250,000. I want to address education real quick because education is hurting. Elementary schools are far under. High schools, whoops, I forgot I got to go in this way for that. High schools are under. University is doing very good because we have the two universities in place now. I believe, do we not? No, we have the one university here, and we put another university down here. So we're just going to take this one, and we're going to move it up into Stewtopia instead of destroying that one. Would make far more sense to just move it. And there is a cost to that, but it should be fairly decent. $15,000 to move it instead of $65,000 for a new one. So that's goo. We're going to put it right there. There we go. So now if we go back into our education, click on universities, we have two, and the coverage doesn't look like it's that good. But I think that it will still cover most of the people in the city once we get everybody moved in. It's kind of in a dead zone right now. Continue with education. We have to get some elementary schools in here. Desperately need to get elementary schools in. The current one, only one that I have in the entire city, which is ridiculous, is right here. And if you look at the coverage of that, it's horrible. But I'm going to continue, and I'm going to put these at each road end at that point around the city. And then we will also come in where there's available spaces on these other ones and probably drop some in these opposite ones. I'm not explaining that right. Let me just get these in place and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got 8 elementary schools spaced around the city, kind of towards the outside ring. If we turn this back on, the coverage sucks, but the availability gets us back into the green. Now for the real big pain in the butt is going to be this one at $24,000. It's going to drop us some. We need to put 3 more of these, I believe, around to get our capacity up. We have 2 over here as it is. So this is costing us $24,000 there, but if I take this one and move it, how much is it going to cost me to move it? And I want to put it every other circle, so I need one here. Right? Yeah, so one will go here. Cost me $4,800 to move it, so much more worthwhile there, obviously. Is that on the correct side? No, I gotta put that on this side. There we go. So that cost $4,800 to move it. Pissed off everybody over here, but we're going to be destroying this area after a period of time anyway. So we are just going to move these guys on over. And that way we just need to buy one more high school. That still isn't putting us with enough. So hopefully this high school will get us close, if not over that hump. There we go. It still is not getting us enough high school space. Okay, we will come back. It's going to educate most people. I think that will help. A lot of this is low-income businesses and stuff. We don't have super high-tech stuff. We haven't put in IT clusters and stuff like that towards the middle just yet. We will, most likely, at some point. Okay, so we got our next section in place. They will start moving in. Excellent. We are cruising along. That is section number 5 complete. We moved a lot of our municipals. We got those in place. We do not have a lot of death care here, so we need to address death care as well. These need to be put basically every other section as well. So we will put one on each section about here. I'll make a bunch of people happy. I'll come over here for one. Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. These are $25,000 each. And I think I have one in the old city, so we're going to put one there. Let's look down here. I believe I put a crematorium over here. Yes, I did. So we will move this crematorium up here to this one here. Yeah, it's going to go right here. 5,000, so it saves us $20,000 by moving that. And I believe that should get us more than enough coverage for Stewtopia and more than enough Persi in the area. Let's hope so. I'm hedging my bets that that's going to do its job there. We only have one elder care and child care area, in which I was debating whether or not to leave that elder care and child care area in here, or if we want to move that into sections like this as well. I think for right now, the way we have this set up with the hospital, and university. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Here's the hospital. Here's the hospital and hospital, and these are the two universities that we have in the area right now. I believe universities are now well covered, so that's good. We have no public libraries currently. We could possibly put some in to encourage education, but I'm going to wait for some smaller towns for that. Just my logic. I have no idea if it's good logic or not. How are we doing on our expansion? Looks like that area is pretty filled in already. It's pretty good. I want to let them get in all the way, or almost there, before I go expanding again. So we're going to do this in the next episode. We will turn these halves, these three halves, into a park as well, so that we have some pretty decent coverage of happiness being spread around. Whoa, look at that plane fly by. Whew, man, that was close. One of those close calls. Before I go any further, I have to address garbage, because our garbage processing has always been in the yellow. We truly need to get something in place here, and I don't know that we want to do the waste processing complex just yet, but we could do an advanced incineration plant. Oh boy, decisions on this. Okay, so after some consideration here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down one of these large advanced incineration plants, which has a processing rate of 136,000 units a week. That's going to kick us up over the mark and get us to where we need to be, and then we'll take this other large incineration plant that's over here and move it over into this section. I'm sorry, I meant to say that I'm going to put them down here. Now, The reason I'm thinking that I'm going to put them down here is because eventually we're going to eliminate this intersection and move it back to here. I'm going to turn this into a four-way intersection here. So the highway will come straight down here and on in. We'll kind of curve it right here at the edge of the water. As soon as that bridge gets past the water there, we'll curve it and bring it up here. So that's going to open up this area kind of into a dead space. And it would be an easy thing to attach simply for the garbage trucks to come on to this area here, as well as these guys. We can eliminate this road then, and this roundabout then only serves to service this, what did I call this? An industrial kind of a park, right? We can even expand that industrial park over some into another grid and allow the areas to build. So I'm gonna put one of those down here now, since I have the money, before I run out of money. So I think I'll put it on this side. Yeah, we'll put it right down there so we can extend that road out and it doesn't interfere and it doesn't really go onto the highway too heavily. Now that's going to start sending out trucks and they got to come all the way. Oh my goodness. Stewtopia Central Park has reached level 4. Holy tamale. So we now have a pendulum ride. Was that really, really big one? Oh, I bet that's that huge one. And a drop tower. Cedar Point is called the Demon Tower. And Pendulum Ride, I don't know what that's called out there. But, yeah, that's really cool. So let's slow down for just a second here. Go into slow mode here and just give it a second here. Let's go check out Stewtopia Central Park. Crying out loud, we're not making any money here. We're losing money here. We're going to up the cost. I think it's worth 30 bucks to get into Stewtopia Central Park. Now, hopefully we can start making some money here. We've got to get to 2,000 entertainment value. Okay, so now we're in a little bit of trouble. There's no reason we can't double up on a few of these rides. We've kind of just maintained some single rides, except for the game booths. We put in 2 sets of game booths. But we certainly can see, at least, what these rides are going to do for us. Let's cruise on. Oh my goodness, look at this pendulum ride. Let's turn off F. Oh my lord, look at this thing. That's a big sucker. Will it fit on the outside? It will not. No, will not fit on the outside. Has to go on the inside. It's going to destroy roads, but we'll turn on anarchy so that does not happen. We'll put it directly across from that. Is that directly in line with that? There we go. If we line that up like right there. That doesn't look centered. Why doesn't that look centered? There it looks centered. But that looks off according to the road. Interesting. Am I off down here? No, I got that perfectly centered. So why doesn't it go straight across? We're going to do it right there. That cost us $12,000. And now we need to go in here. Listen to that. Oh my goodness, that is cool. And we're going to go in here and move it mod this. Let's go overhead view here real quick. And we will scoot this in. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll work. And to help out, we will lay down some pavement. I wasn't going to do this, but what the heck. Brush size, just go real small. Give me a hard brush. That. There we go. Nice. That looks good. Holy smokes. Wow. I hope that does not block the Ferris wheel. We may have to consider some relocation on that one. And then the demon drop. What I call it? What is it called in here? Drop tower ride. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Should we put that on the outside? Somewhere? Or on the inside? I'm thinking on the inside, like right there. And hopefully the Ferris wheel still fits in between here. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. Let's try and get that directly across from that one on the other side. Like right there. So we go right here. Oh, jeez, oh, Pete. Look at this thing. There they go. They're going up. Going all the way to the top. How long are they going to sit there? Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Ah! Oh, that's great. That is great. I wish I could follow it up. I wish I could click on it and follow it. That would be cool. Get the anarchy one out of the way. Hey, get out of the way there, Chirpy. Ah! That's cool. Okay, let's get back to what the heck we're doing here. I think it's time to expand to the next section. I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. We got to remember not to put people in the outside area here. Okay, Mike? Let's keep that in mind. Okay, Pie Piece 6 is now in. We'll speed up the game again. Back to there. We are down to $94,000. Alright, so real quick, I just gone in here and I moved the advanced incineration plant that was over here. I moved it into this section. Redrew the roads here a little bit. I had tram line roads going along here as well. Didn't even realize that. So I've upgraded those back to, or downgraded, whichever, back to just normal two-way roads. Yeah. So, and then I just changed the way this bottom section was laid out so we could have a little bit of uniformity here. Looks like the 5th section is pretty much in. We're getting really close here to our 34,000 person goal. I think that's going to hit even without putting in this next section, but we'll go ahead and put that in anyway. There we go. Interrupt our speed build with Capital City, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. 34,000 people. We have access to ship lines. We have university campus areas. We have our paths for our universities. But most importantly, we have our cargo harbor. Now, this is not the one that has the train line as well. We need to get to, I believe, 40-some thousand people in order to qualify for that. I'll look real quick. But we have access to our passenger harbor as well, eco treatment water plant and inland water plant, as well as a football stadium. We've got to build our baseball stadium and our basketball things and stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm so behind on stuff. All right, so let's take a quick little look here before I move on and see what the requirement is for, if I can remember where I'm going here, shipyard. To get our cargo hub, we need 48,000 people. So that is the one that includes the rail line. Let me finish this up. I'll be right back. Excellent. That is our last pie piece. We just have this section to fill in. I want to wait to just a hair, just to let these get in about halfway. All right, back to fast speed. Let's get this up. Making some money here. We're losing money. I hate it when we're losing money. How's Cooperfields doing? They making us money? They're the only ones making us a serious amount of money. These guys are cranking it. As I say that, they dropped to 600 bucks, but they're making us money. We have good confidence in them. Are these guys making us money now? Still not quite there. How about Oak Hill? Still not quite there. I gotta figure out these things and get them boosted so they are making us more money. We need money. We need the money. All right, so we haven't addressed our metro, our public transportation system at all. All of these are still turned off. We could go around and plop a few of these down. I think we have just about enough, and hopefully enough when by the time I finish plopping these down for at least Monorail. So we were able to afford all the monorail systems, so those are all in place at least. Now I need to connect up the rails themselves, but I doubt I have enough money for that. I got 100,000 right now, but that's going to get burned up really, really quick. Ones are in place. Good. Okay, so all our roads are still working. That's good. Our monorail system is in place. We just need to draw our lines for each rail, and we will be good to go. Awesome. So our monorail system is in place. It's feeding in and out of the city. That should help reduce some traffic, at least within the city. Hopefully it helps operate like that. We're back up to $240,000. One more thing we have to put in place to complete this episode. Actually, two more things. We need to put in our last bit of residence here. We will do that first. Alright, so that's in place. Now we just need to get our metro system in place and we will be done, people. That will be it. Okay, all of our metro hubs are in place, and we have $18,000 left. We are out of money. All right, so I got to let this run a little bit more, make us some more money so that we can attach up the legs of the monorail system. And I'll be right back. And so, through the magic of time, a lot of time and patience, we're back down to next to nothing, but it took a very, very long time to put all these in place. We're going to put in our metro rail lines now, and this will finish it up. And just like that, we have our metro system in place. Excellent. And we are done. So that's going to do it for episode 12. Look at that. Stewtopia is done. Well, 60% done. We still got to go back and fill in a lot and get the old area, make it disappear. Yeah, let's go with that. So hey, if you like what you saw here, throw a like down. Let me know what you liked. And if you didn't like it, throw me a dislike. Let me know what you didn't like. As always, I say it every time, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And aside from that, I thank you very, very much for watching the video, spending a little time with me and in City Skylines. Till next time, this is Mike at Dragon Rider Gaming. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.